Hey everyone, NoModMaster here. Welcome to settlement building tip number 6, bleachers. So a lot of you might have already figured this out on your own, but what you can do to build bleachers is you can transition the floor pieces. You're going to want to use the thin ones, not the thick ones, because the settlers can walk up them a little bit easier. But what you do is first find a flat floor so you can first build your bleachers, and then you're going to want to build a base. So usually I do about 6 tiles. You can make them smaller though if you want. I try to use as many quarter floor pieces as I can when building the transition. So I'm going to fast forward for you guys and I'm going to show you what it looks like after I've built it. So as you can see, I've made all my transitions half a floor wide. This allows you to place seats so that settlers can sit, and it's just wide enough so that they can also walk through there like aisles. The next thing you should do is you should place some fencing. I usually use wooden fencing because whenever I'm doing, say, like an indoor transition for maybe a movie theater, I would use the wooden ones. But you can also use metal fencing, which comes from the concrete set. And the metal fencing looks really good on outdoor transitions, so actual bleachers. I'll show you the actual bleachers after we do the theater. So whenever I'm making a theater, I usually use the red airplane seats because they look more like theater chairs, and they also overlap really well. So let's fast forward again and I'll show you what it looks like after I've built the seats. And then there's what it looks like. So as you can see, it looks just like a theater, a movie theater, or somewhere you'd watch plays, whatever you want to use it for. There are the aisles. That back row, you want to fill it completely with chairs. And then the other ones, you're going to want to make at least 2 aisles or 1 aisle, whatever you want. I usually do at least 2. It makes it easier for the settlers to walk in and out of these chairs. And they will use them. There's different ways you can draw them over here, of course, if you put certain things that they like. Here's another thing you can do. You can put some stairs or steps, and you can allow like a service zone so that people could get food or drink while they're in the theater. And then, as you can see, if you delete those chairs, you can leave them or you can delete them. And if you delete them, you can't really tell that they're not there because there's so many other chairs. One other thing you can do to improve that service zone is you can put short walls. I usually use wooden walls again because I'm inside. Not the tall ones though, the little short ones. So put some of those and then it feels a little bit safer and it feels more private. So I'm going to go sit and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So let's say if they're like watching a movie, they can still see over this little wall, but it adds privacy if there's people walking back and forth in front of them. So that's why I would put little walls there if you had a service zone or somewhere to exit, like a bathroom or whatever. I'm going to fast forward again, and I'm going to show you guys another thing you can do if you're not trying to build bleachers that are perfectly square. So as you can see, if you delete corners of your bleachers, you can just stick walls there again, and then that allows you to create a hallway, kind of like a diagonal exit if you were trying to create multiple bleachers and then make the center kind of like a rink or something like that, maybe like for wrestling. On the inside, you can see that the walls follow the transitions of the floors, so the settlers can still see. Next, I'm going to show you guys hollow bleachers and bleachers with walls instead of fencing. So I haven't added the chairs yet so you guys can see, but if you use building tip number 1, you can use that technique to add walls to the sides of your bleachers. This way you can hollow out the bleachers from the bottom, and then it looks like the walls are supporting the bleachers from the sides. So all you need to do at this point is delete the pieces of wood underneath to create a strip of bleachers, and then you can delete the rest of those floors and use that little strip of bleachers that's already done to complete the rest of them. I usually use this technique between 2 buildings so that the walls look more natural, but you can do whatever you want, especially when building taller bleachers. Alright, let's fast forward again and I'll show you actual bleachers. So here's actual bleachers. They're a little bit harder to work with than the chairs, keep that in mind, but if you do what I did, you can fit exactly 4 bleachers wide with 2 narrow aisles. The aisles are just big enough so that you can walk through them. Because bleachers are also lower to the ground, it makes it much easier for settlers to pass through. And again, the little metal fences come from the concrete set. They work great for service zones and diagonal areas. That pretty much concludes my video for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.